and welcome back to another episode of Snow White and the Seven Deads. Welcome to episode 13. What a life, guys. Like, literally, what a life. When one thing falls apart or seems as though it's falling apart, another thing will take that energetic space almost immediately. Like, it's instantaneously. And what's really cool about the universe is that when you put out a desire, when you put out a wish, when you truly want something, the universe wants you to have that exact thing. So everything is the unfolding of the desire. So if you have that belief, that everything in your reality, good or bad, is the unfolding of your desire, then with that mindset, you'll be able to move forward more progressively. You'll be able to encounter difficulties, setbacks, triggers from a more emotionally stable place so that you can create the life of your dreams and you can have anything or everything that you want. The world is like your video game. It's your board game that you set up before this life even started for you to enjoy. So all of life is supposed to be a pleasure. It's supposed to be a joy. It's supposed to be pure bliss. It's supposed to be happiness and love. You come to this earth as a form of pure love. And then as you get brought up, as you get raised, as you go through your childhood and adulthood and everything, people will start to change your love because they'll hurt you, they'll break your trust, they'll steal from you, whatever. They'll do you wrong. And that's just what's bound to happen. Not everybody's healed. Hurt people, and heal people, heal people. So you get hurt, you build the belief in your mind, like, let's say you're in you have a bad relationship and it ends, and through that relationship, you think that you're insecure and not worthy. So then when that relationship ends, you constantly keep attracting partners that are kind of similar to your last relationship where they're not meeting your needs and you're constantly feeling insecure and not worthy. It's because that's like the bar that you're setting for yourself. It's like an aura that everyone around you can see, but you aren't aware of it for some reason. You know what I mean? Everybody around you knows like kind of what you're willing to take just by how you put yourself out there and everything. Like, I had an experience with a person in the past where they knew that I wouldn't like just be like a sneaky link or something because they listened to my podcast. And I was like, yeah, good, smart choice. Like, smart choice to not ask me to do that, because I would say no. I would probably just like stop talking to you because I don't feel like you're on the same value as me. I don't feel like you're looking for the same value out of life as me either, because when you're looking for surface level connections, looking for one night stands or just random hookups, it's because you aren't willing to like go deeper within yourself, to know yourself enough to share that with someone else, to love yourself enough to share that with someone else. So I don't really want to get involved with you because I have a lot of love to give. I know myself really well, and I want to have like that story, like beautiful love that everybody dreams about. So that's my bar. That's where I'm hitting it. If you don't open my door for me, that's the first one. Like, princess treatment is the bare minimum. And that's what people show up with now because they know that I have a high bar. But when I was holding my bar down here and I was letting people use me, letting people take advantage of me, letting people manipulate me, because I knew it, my intuition would tell me, this is wrong, this isn't right, you should second guess this, maybe you shouldn't be doing this. My intuition would tell me every single time, and then I'd ignore it because I'd be like, oh no, like, they do care, they really do like me, even though they weren't showing any sort of commitment. Like, they would say that they're loyal to me, but they didn't want a girlfriend, boyfriend. Well, then they don't want all of you. If they don't want all of you, then what the fuck is, like, what's the point? You're just wasting your time, you know? Right now, I know in my age group, specifically I'm 21, a lot of people are option shopping. So, they don't need to know themselves very well because they can go on, like, these, like, they can build like the surface level relationship, end it, build a surface level relationship, end it. and continue that pattern on. Some people don't want to break that pattern. Some people, they realize like, hey, I'm not feeling fulfilled. This isn't making me feel good. I want more. We've got all these dating apps, we've got Instagram, we've got all these things that kind of flood your mind with, look at everyone else that's out there. So you might have like your perfect partner who you really jive with, you get along well with, but there's this one thing that bugs you. And you're looking at Instagram all day and you're seeing like hundreds of other girls who just seem picture perfect. And so then you're like, well, I don't really know if it's worth putting in the work for this because like there's just so many other people. Like I know that there's like plenty of fish in the sea. Why would I put in work for this one person when this other person probably doesn't even have that flaw? So then they jump to another person and that person might not have that flaw, but they pop up with another one. But then they're in this routine of like self-sabotaging things just because the person has one flaw. This is a Bob Marley quote. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get it 100% accurate, but it says like, if the girl is easy, she's not worth it. And if she's worth it, she's not going to be easy. The truth is, all love is hard. You just have to find the one worth fighting for. It's something along those lines, the Bob Marley quote. But yeah, all love's hard. All love's going to hurt you. You just have to find the one who honestly is willing to grow with you. Because no one's perfect. No one's perfect. Everyone's going to have their flaws. Everyone's going to need to compromise in relationships. But you need someone that's open to compromise and open to growing, because if they're stuck in their ways and that's that, and they're so hard-headed that they can't see that they're creating this reality and it's an easy fix, but they don't want to take it because they just want to keep, I don't know, fucking digging around with their dick in their hand, smacking people in the face, like, do you, okay? But I know if you're here watching this still, it's because you want to progress. It's because you want to grow. So you need to be with someone who's also doing the same. And if you meet someone and you see like, oh, this person really needs to grow, it's not your job to be their guiding light. It's not your job to give them everything you have so that they can leave you in pieces and take that from you, because there's energy vampires out there. There are people that are so low in vibration and in life that they will see a bright, beautiful light and they will manipulate that light until they can take it from you and leave you to pick up the pieces. They'll take as much as they can to boost their ego up so that they feel good, and then they'll leave you. So, I mean, heal people. And I know that I experience people doing that to me a lot of times, because people see, wow, like her light, like why is she so positive? I want to be that positive. And then they want it. They don't want me to have it. They want it. They want my happiness, essentially. They want to take control over me so that I'm like spinning out of control while they're happy. Some people literally get off to this, like literally. So one, you want to be able to not attract those partners in the first place. You're not meant to be someone's therapist unless that's your job title, unless you really want to like help this person. It's not, like, people have to help themselves, essentially. You can send them a link, you can send them things like that, but you also have to just put yourself first, because if you're not, then obviously everything in your world is manifesting incorrectly. Where everybody, like, if you're not putting yourself first, you're going to constantly get back circumstances where you're getting put second, like in third party situations, not wanting commitment, whatever. You're blocking your desires. So if you're doing something, if you're acting, and whatever it is doesn't feel like your higher self would do it, doesn't feel like the person you want to become would do this, don't do it. Don't do it. Because you don't need to learn every single lesson. Trust me. Okay? It's good to leave a circumstance and be able to note what you did wrong and learn and grow from it, but it's also not healthy to continue putting yourself into circumstances knowing that you'll have to heal from it after. Because you know when you go into it, this is wrong. No part of the experience is a waste of time in any way, shape, or form. Everything is bringing you to your higher self, leading you through lessons that teach you how to become your higher self. And everyone in your reality is a projection of you. So if you see something in someone, or if you're hanging around someone often, they have something in you that you have. So you can learn from that. Use that, learn from that, grow. Use your people in your community to grow. Your network is your net worth, honestly. So you want to have a good network. You don't want to be having like 100 people that just like hang out at the bar Monday through Friday. How's that going to help you? How is that going to help you? But if you have like 10 people that are working hard every single day, they're going to the gym, they're growing, and they're putting in work towards their mental health, and they're just focused on themselves, that's going to be constantly just like firing you up. You're like, wow, look at what my best friend just accomplished. Look at what he just did. And then when you're surrounded in a room with people like that, you can talk about your accomplishments. You can talk about what you're doing and not feel like shameful about it. You know what I mean? Because when you're producing confidence to someone who's insecure, they'll take that as like an insult almost. So you want to surround yourself with other like-minded people that are super confident and driven and know who they are, know who the fuck they are. They're the operant power of this reality. They're the creator. What they say goes. You want to be with people that know that and who live by that and who are putting in work every single day to be their best selves. If that means that your circle gets smaller, then fuck it, bro. Fuck it. You don't need to be talking to all those people anyways. Like literally, energy vampires. Everybody, anytime you're giving yourself to someone, you need to give yourself 4 times that time. So 1 hour with someone, 4 hours by yourself. That's what you need for reflection and for your mind to stay at like a place where you can control your emotions and you're not spiraling. You can feel at home in yourself. You feel safe in yourself. I used to, when I was growing up, I moved from Florida to Minnesota when I was 13, 14 years old. I moved to a college campus because my mom owns a summer camp. So I moved into like a dorm room and I was living in this dorm room for like 4 or 5 years. And in that period, I felt like I didn't have a home. I had a home, I had a little dorm room, but I didn't have like a house, like a typical house like everyone does. And my mom would be working a lot of the time, and we were like in kind of like not separate quarters. I lived upstairs and she lived downstairs in a little apartment. And hey mom, like, but it wasn't like a kitchen or like a run in the hallway like in a normal house with like a normal family and things like that. And I was so stuck on the fact of like, why can't we be normal? Why can't we be normal? When I didn't see all of the blessings in front of me for why like I'm not normal. Like this is so amazing. Like I was blessed with hundreds of thousands of people in my high school years that I personally lived with and got to hear their stories and like just learn from them, just be around them. And I was like living like a college kid kind of like in high school, and then once I got to college, I kind of like grew out of the college phase. And then I was like, you know, I don't know if I want to be doing this because I didn't need the partying or the fun anymore. Like I felt like I had that. Like in high school, when I didn't have a home, my mom really put her trust in me. She thought that I was a really good kid, and I love you, Mom. I got good grades, but I was not a good kid. I was a good kid for like California, I would say, but in small town Minnesota, I was a ruckus. And she grew up like in a household that was kind of rocky and shaky, and she was a stellar student, a gem. Like she never drank, she never smoked, she never did anything wrong. And she had to produce her life for herself, and she knew that from a young age. She came from poverty, and she knew that she didn't want to continue that in her life. So she knew that if she wanted to do well, she would have to take her life into her own hands. And that's what she did. She put herself into pageants because she was very pretty, and she paid for school through that, and then she, like college through that, and then she she started working for an insurance company, learned how to do it, and then started her own insurance company. And when I was like born, that's what she was doing. She was doing that until I was like 13, 14, and then we moved to Minnesota for her to do her summer camp. Because she was so high stressed in this like insurance business. Like she was like 30 with shingles. She was so stressed all the time because everybody was relying on her. Her family, her business, like everybody was relying on her. And this poor thing was just like all by herself, chugging along. She had 3 kids, all by herself, and like a business, and she was writing a book, and she was just so stressed, and she barely had time for her kids that she really loved. So she wanted to do the summer camp for us. She wanted to do it for us, and I was just such a little bitch, like hell as a teenage girl, for real. I was such a cunt. I was such a cunt to her for like 4 years because she moved me there, and like I like was like I didn't know. At the time, I was just too hard-headed to open my eyes to believe that I created my reality and that I could choose my own happiness. Like I just looked at all the negativities instead of all the positivities. And it reflected my life. Like I was very sad, and I had a rocky relationship with my mom that was affecting my mental health because it just made me feel unloved and abandoned more. Even though she wasn't abandoning me, I was abandoning myself by pushing her away and projecting all these negative things onto her and projecting all these negative things onto my home. Like I'd never go home. In high school, like I would just refuse. I would go to any friend's house other than mine. Even though mine was like sick as fuck, mine was so cool, but I was like, I do not want to be there. I don't know, there's 2 sides of every single coin. So you can look at it from the negative perspective, but just know that there's an equally as positive perspective on the other side. So it's your choice what you want to focus on, the positive or the negative, okay? And it's easier to focus on the positive when you're just feeling good. And how to feel good is just doing things that make you feel happy. I was feeling really sad yesterday. I don't know if it's the moon. It was a full moon. I think I'm about to get my period. I was really emotional yesterday. Like I was crying. Like I woke up crying. But I also woke up and I didn't take my first step towards myself. Like immediately I went on my phone and started scrolling on like social medias and stuff instead of listening to a meditation or journaling. Like I ignored that in the morning because I felt sad. And by me not putting myself first at the beginning of the day, it snowballed into the rest of my day where I was kind of like giving another thing my focus instead of focusing on me, where I could have taken that time and that energy to make myself better. Instead, I took that time and I took that energy to fight for something that was like beat a dead horse, basically. Beat a dead horse. Nothing's a waste of time. Every day is a new day. So I don't get hard on myself for having less than ideal days because I know that every day is a new day. So if I take that action today, then tomorrow will be better and the next day will be better. And it's just a routine that you're getting into. It's a routine. Internally, you're creating the pattern of self-worth. So like by doing these little things every single day, you're programming your subconscious to have a high self-worth, high value, and to love yourself. Showering yourself with love and respect, and your body with love and respect, it will change your body. It will change your body. If you don't like your body, look in front of the mirror for 10 days and tell yourself you love yourself. Like 100 times for 10 days. I guarantee you lose an inch. Like an inch. I'm not kidding you. When I was growing up, I'm a Leo. I think that this is a good good little backstory, but I'm a Leo. When I was growing up, I never had a doubt that anything wouldn't fit me. Like I knew before I put anything on, if I liked it, I knew it would look good on me. I knew it. And that's something that like was built in me, and that's like it created the life around me. Like I had such a confidence from a young age of like being sure of my opinions and myself and my clothes and like who I am. I've always been like hyper independent, which is also like a stem from divorced parents. I can do it myself. So what you have to say to yourself is I am willing to release the pattern within me that is creating this condition. So when you're facing something, an illness, depression, anxiety, low self-worth, insecurity, greed, stress, whatever it is, any negative low vibe emotion, you want to confront it with an affirmation. You want to confront it with a different subconscious belief. You want to get into the feeling state of what it feels like to feel the opposite coin. Okay, so you want to just, and you can hear your mind telling yourself stuff every day. Like if you spill something, stupid bitch, dumbass, or like you break something on accident, like, and then you insult yourself, like it was an accident. Be nice to yourself. Treat yourself with love, and like just little daily things like that. Or every time you walk past a mirror, tell yourself you love yourself. Every time you look in your phone camera, tell yourself you love yourself. Every time, like building those habits instead of like the oh or like ah, and like, you know, just getting confident with all phases of you, like the morning you, the night you, the middle of the day you, all phases of you. Just loving yourself unconditionally. That is the key to life that will break all blocks in your way, is loving yourself unconditionally, and also just trusting in the unfolding, trusting that everything is happening for the better of you, and everything like is bringing you desire. Everything is happening for you, not to you, for you. That is a conscious choice to choose whether it's for you or to you. Okay, so you can look at it on one way or the other, and half of the world is looking at it on one way or the other, and you can be on the positive or negative side. There's both that exist. It's your choice which one you want to be in. Also saying, I approve of myself, or doing things that give yourself validation without having to seek it outside of yourself. So making something that you're proud of, creating something that you're proud of, getting a degree or a license or something that gives you like just like this kind of like confidence to feel like your best self. A good outfit, like your hair done, makeup, shoes, whatever the fuck makes you feel good, do it. Do it, and then the universe is going to reward you with 10 times more of it, because you had the audacity to feel that way. You had the audacity to be that bitch today. I'm proud of you. I am. I'm proud of you for being here. I'm proud of you for working towards yourself. I'm proud of you for wanting to be better and wanting to change. I am. Like, that's amazing that you're setting forth every single day to be better for yourself. But a tool that you can use in manifesting is your body. I've said this before, you have everything you need to create your manifestation already within you. So your body is like a map. It'll tell you what's wrong. Like, I brought this book out because I read this book like 3 years ago now, and it's called You Can Heal Your Life. It's called You Can Heal Your Life, and it's an amazing book. I would highly recommend it. It has little like exercises and everything that you can do to help with training your subconscious and understanding your subconscious and why your subconscious is the way that it is right now. So like what happened in your childhood to make you the way that you are, and how can you undo those things? Like, it really walks you through that. So I highly recommend this book. It's by Louise Hay. And in the back, what I think is really cool is that it has a list of like holistic healing, or it has like a list of problems, the problem cause, and the new thought pattern to heal this problem cause. So for instance, I used to be anemic. Anemia is the problem. Problem or a probable cause. Yes, but attitude. Lacking of joy, fear of life, not feeling good enough. I was anemic in high school when I the story that I was telling you about. Okay? So the new thought pattern is, it's safe for me to experience joy in every area of my life. I love my life. You know what I was saying to myself every single day? I hate my life. And literally, I was like sick as fuck. I like had headaches. Like it says, headaches come validating the self. The next time you get a headache, stop and ask yourself where and how you have just made yourself wrong. Forgive yourself, let it go, and the headaches will dissolve back into the nothingness where it came from. Like, isn't that funny that every single thing that you do, every single thing that you tell yourself, or anything that you like let cling to you, like someone else tells you and you let that be a sticker, it affects you like health-wise. It affects your health. It gives you acne. It gives you bad vision. It gives you obesity. It gives you all cancer, all these horrible things in life. Also, I mean, I keep seeing these TikToks about like all the disgusting shit in our food, so that's also giving us cancer. But eating good and knowing what's in your food is really important, because I've said this before, your serotonin, dopamine levels, some of them comes, like a lot of it comes from your stomach. So when you're not feeding yourself, it's affecting your mental health. And when you're not feeding yourself right, it's affecting your mental health. And it's also, you are what you eat. So it's producing like the rest of your life. You like smell like it, you look like it, like you're greasy like it. Come on. This says the neck and throat are fascinating because so much stuff goes there. The neck represents the ability to be flexible in our thinking, to see the other side of a question, and to see another person's viewpoint. When there are problems with the neck, it usually means we are being stubborn about our own concepts of a situation. Sore throats are always anger. If it's a cold involved, then there's a mental confusion too. So I was dealing with this boy for the past like month, and I really liked him at first, I really did, but then he started to show like some red flags, and then I was like talking to my friends about it a little bit and being like, you know, yeah, I really like him, this is great, like he's hit these boxes that have never been hit before, but he is lacking in there, and I don't want to not go like forward fully into it just because of like a small lack. But I kept having this intuition, gut feeling, being like, this isn't gonna last, this is gonna be a short period. This is Cosmo, my cat, by the way. I knew that all my needs were not being met, and I knew that there was just something that I didn't know. There's just something that I didn't know. And as time does what time does, I found out what I didn't know. And yeah, there's no hate towards this person. Like, honestly, I still would love to have this person in my life because they're a great person. Like, I vibed with them for a reason, but we're not compatible on a romantic level, and it's never gonna work. Because there's just like things that I require from a partner, and if you're not willing to like grow with me, then I need to grow away from you, but I'm gonna love you from a distance, always. Always. Whenever I leave a relationship, I'm always leaving it with love and light, because another example is when I left that with love and light, like, I was talking to this one girl for a little bit, and she literally, like, she does similar things to what I do with manifesting. Like, I don't know her well, like, I don't know her, I only know her from Instagram, and her Instagram, she looks just like high value as fuck. Like, she's so pretty, gorgeous, but she's got like no posts, you just see her stories, and she's got like a bunch of affirmations and books in her highlights, like of manifestation stuff, and you can fully see like this girl is getting spoiled shitless. She messages me and she's like, hey girl, like my ex thinks you're really cute, like would you maybe want to like talk to him, give him a chance, like things just gonna work out with us. And I was like, wow, like you are really securing yourself, that's amazing. Like, can I ask, like, is it healthy, like what? Like, and she was like, yeah, it's super healthy, like it's not aligning right now, and I know that people are gonna want to see other people, and I just want the best for him, obviously. So, and I was in awe that this girl broke up with her boyfriend and opened the door for him to continue loving someone else, and also so much love towards me, the girl, to give me an opportunity to be loved too. That is goddess energy. That is a note worth taking. I know that like sometimes when you get out of a rough relationship and stuff like that, you're like, nah, I don't want to see that person fucking happy at all. But like, can you believe that? Like, I hope that I can be like that in the future. I hope that whatever relationship I get into, I'm coming from like a place of pure joy or pure love and genuine intentions. And if it doesn't work out, then it's from pure love and genuine intentions. And our paths don't align right now. So yeah, of course you want to continue loving. I want to continue loving too. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful experience. It's so awesome that we get to love. Even the lows of love. Like, I'm most creative and artistic when I'm in my lows of love. Because like I have nothing else, like my mind is such a trap, like I might as well just write. Like I might as well just write my poems and my songs and like get it out there and like get my feelings down, and like it really produces, and like my content too. Like I when I was ending things with that boy, I was seeing how much time I was putting towards him. I was like, wow, now I really have so much more time for my content, so much more time for me. And also this boy like made a comment. This was the thing that was like, I don't think this is gonna work. Like when he said this, I was like, this is not gonna work. Because he commented like that he doesn't like girls posting on Instagram like too much, or like with too much showing, I guess. Like I was posing in a photo and you could see like my underwear like this or something, and he was pissed, and I was like, that's weird. It's like, we're not even dating yet and you won't even stop doing like snow for me, so why would I do that? Oh, people are crazy. Why would I change who I am? Why would I change what I like to do and change my style for you to feel comfortable because I look good? Ladies, please leave that bum if that is happening to you. And if he dresses like a bum, I think like, no, actually I'm going to use this segment as a segue to help a man. This is my efforts, because I honestly think this podcast is for the girlies most part, but some men do deserve help. So, men, you can dress well for cheap. Like, you only need like 10 items in your closet, 5 pants, 5 shirts to dress good, okay? Go get yourself 2 pairs of shorts, 2 pairs of jeans, and 1 pair of nice pants, okay? That fit. Maybe a little baggy. A little baggy, you can get a nice belt, okay? A little baggy, you can get a nice belt. And if you want to go for like the baggy jean look, I like that too. But get a belt. Get a belt. Don't make them like trash, like that you got, like just get something good. 5, just 5. And then 5 shirts. No high school sports teams allowed. No high school sports teams allowed. No, what else allowed? Gym shirts, not allowed. Not allowed. Go get like a nice like just a nice t-shirt, like a black t-shirt. Simple, like good, or like a nice little graphic tee or something. 5 shirts, 1 long sleeve. That's it. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Stop looking a damn fool. And ladies, we be looking so good. Like, we are the baddest bitch out there. And then we go for this guy that like puts 5 minutes into his self-care routine. Like, you know, get a little bit more, equate a little bit more. Because you deserve more. Okay, this has been a really long episode, so I'm just gonna end it on this. The last thing that I wanna talk about is, we're all familiar with the placebo effect, right? Like how you tell someone something's gonna do something and then their mind convinces them of that, so then it happens. Like, for instance, like when you go to the doctor and you're sick, if they don't have like an exact prescription for you, they'll give you a sugar pill. And that sugar pill, you'll take it and then you'll get better, and you'll be like, oh, the medicine made me better. No, the doctors and nurses just know that people think that you need something to make them better, so they give you something for a placebo. Hi, baby. But on the other hand, there's a nocebo. So there's like a way that your mind makes you sick. Like Gypsy Rose. And like people, there were cases, I don't know what the doctor is, but I heard of this thing where there was this doctor that was telling patients that they had cancer, and then they like literally developed cancer because they'd be so worried and stressed about their cancer, and then they develop it. And it was just like a money gig. Yeah, your body creates everything. So you can kind of, let's see what the cancer one is. Look, bulimia. I used to be bulimic too. Hopeless terror, a frantic suffering and purging of self-hatred. The new thought pattern. I am loved and nourished and supported by life itself. It's safe for me to be alive. Cancer. Deep hurt, long-standing resentment, deep secret or grief eating away at self, carrying hatreds. What's the use is the problem causing. Like, what's the use? And then new thought pattern is I lovingly forgive and release all of the past. I choose to fill my world with joy. I love and approve of myself. So if you're holding on to any anger, resentment, anything like that, or anything that's like tearing at you, anything that's constantly like tearing at your mind or just making you feel bad, like with a parent, if you like hate a parent, hate a friend, hate someone, you shouldn't hate anything. Everything should be love. Everything should be love. And just know, you don't know when someone's last day is. You don't know when their last moment is. And if something does happen, you're going to live with that regret the rest of your life. And it's going to be really hard to work through after that. And when I was in high school, I was obviously a bitch to my mom, and I was also a bitch to my dad. My dad lived far away. He lived in Oklahoma, and he was never like a live-in parent with me. He moved before I was like conscious, so I would always just visit him every once in a while. And as I got older, it got less and less and less, and that was no fault of his. It was a fault of mine. I was a cunt, and I was hearing both sides of the stories from both parents. And obviously my mom was my more prominent parent, and I was hearing the side of the story from my mom, and I took her side, and I was like, fuck you, like you're a piece of shit person. But no one's a piece of shit person. We're all just humans. We're all just humans, and we've all been hurt, and we all need to learn how to heal through these hurts. So no one is like a lost cause. No one is a bad person. They have an opportunity to heal and grow. It's just they have to want to. Well, I mean, with me and my dad, how that relationship healed was with time. We didn't talk for a while, and we needed time, and it's growing now. But I have dropped that resentment. I dropped it, and if I was still holding on to it, you weren't there in my childhood. You weren't there in my childhood. Then he couldn't be here now. He couldn't be the dad now. When I was missing out on all those experiences in my childhood because I was being so mean to him, and he was trying his best, but also you have to give him the benefit of the doubt too, because like, I mean, my mom's not making it necessarily easy. She doesn't want to see him. So yeah, you gotta just see every perspective, and don't hate love. Love wins, always. Alright, that's this episode of Snow White and the Seven Deaths. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in again. And I've got a ton of new content on my YouTube. I'm ramping up the website, and my Instagram and TikTok is always active. So make sure that you link up with me on all of my social medias. This podcast is also on Spotify. This podcast is on Spotify and YouTube now. So yeah, there's multiple ways to enjoy Snow White.